Welcome back, everyone. This is ACI 5. We are on class 3, chapter 3. Today is the 4th of September 2025. So let's start with our setting our motivation. So I invite you to sit up straight and be an angel. Close your eyes. And just be aware of your breath until you hear from me again. Now, bring to mind your holy guide. And see them appearing before you just by way of you thinking of them. And they're gazing at you with love, smiling at you with their holy great compassion. The wisdom radiates from them, a warm, glowing glow encompassing you in its light. Now we hear them say, think of someone who is hurting in some way. Think of how much you would like to help them, the worldly ways that you have tried or you might try. Recognize how those worldly ways fall short. How wonderful it would be. We can also help them in some deep and ultimate way, a way through which they can stop their distress forever. Grow that wish. Grow into an intention and into a determination when you're ready. Now bring your mind back to your holy guide. They know what we need to know, what we need to learn, and what we need to do. And so we ask them, please show me that. Please help me and guide me. We are so happy that we have asked, and of course, we agree. And gratitude arise. We want to thank them and be very grateful. And so we think of the perfect world that they teach us to create. We imagine we can hold in our hands and we offer it to them, following with our promise to practice what they teach us in the form of the refuge prayer. Here is the great earth, filled with the smell of the incense, covered with a blanket of flowers. The great mountain, four lands, wearing the jewels of the moon and the sun. I offer that to them. And follow with our refuge prayer. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the highest community through the merit that I do in giving and the rest. May I reach Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the highest community through the merit that I do in giving and the rest. May I reach Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the highest community through the merit that I do in giving and the rest. I will become a Buddha for the sake of all beings, and may it be so. Hey, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I want to explain this from class 2 to Aisu. She asked the question. I have wanted her to think about that first before I explain. So here it goes. She'll listen to the recording. We were learning about Lele Jikten Natsokye. Deeds cause the multitude of world. Right? And then we say, what is deed? Deed is the movement of the mind. And then what it brings. What it brings will be the body action, the speech, the body and speech. So how does this cartoon relate to that? If you look at the first picture on the top left, we say movement of the mind. The mind move. Move means what? They're holding an object of awareness and then you turn to that object of awareness, the glass, the cup, the glass, I call it the glass. So that cat move the awareness. Now, movement of the mind, move the awareness to the cup. And the result of that is the thought. There's a thought. I wonder if this will bounce. And with that, it brings or it causes the deeds of the body and speech. Here, then the cat, the second one, the picture on the top right, because of the deeds of the thought, I wonder if this will bounce. And that leads to the action, right? Holding on to that glass and then let go. Ta-da! Right. Right. And then, okay, movement of the mind. Then the awareness shift to another glass. And the result, maybe there's a thought, the result is a thought. Maybe that one will. Right. Can you see that? Okay, I hope it's good. I thought that is really funny. Okay, so this is the one. Hope I still got it from the recording. This is what we learned. Just a recap. We learned that Lele Jikten Natsokye means deeds cause the multitude of world, cause our world. What are the deeds? Deeds are the movement of the mind, which is the deeds of the thought. And what it brings is the deeds of the body and the speech. And then they can be communicating or non-communicating. And I summarize that in this one. Deeds can be the deeds of the thought, and then the deeds of the body and speech. Okay, and what it brings here, the green color here, what it brings is the deeds of body, deeds of speech, and they can be communicating or non-communicating. I go and read the reading. I actually read it a couple of times. I don't understand a lot of it. Okay, I can say I don't understand many of the things in the reading of ACI 5. For the rest of ACI 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm still okay. I read ACI 1, it was really tough.
I have to read so many times, For ACI 5, I read so many times, I get so bored, I don't know what they are trying to say. And I read it again yesterday, I read it again and again and again and again. Apparently in chapter 3, they mentioned about this one. So I want to clarify. We were saying on the communicating and non-communicating karma, the one, this orange. Kashila mentioned that it can be for something very serious deeds. And I wasn't very sure. I hear many classes as well from different teachers. And I found from the reading, I'm so happy, I want to share with you. Okay, this is the one. As for the first, non-communicating form can be understood as having 3 different types. These are vows, anti-vows, and those other than these 3. Means that confirm is for the vows. My teacher, I confirm with my teacher, Sarani, she said it's for the vows too. Okay, so this non-communicating, the orange one, is for vows. Okay. So this is the one from the reading to confirm that. Okay. So I'm happy that I found this. So I was a bit confused, wasn't very sure on this. Okay, we are ready to go for our class today, chapter 3. Chapter 3 is on the 3 kinds of karma and 4 kinds of good karma. Okay, 3 kinds of good karma and 4 kinds of good, 3 kinds of karma and 4 kinds of good karma. Anyway, I like to, I sometimes get confused, so many 2 kinds, 3 kinds, 4 kinds. So for me, I try to understand after I learn this, like relearning again. And chapter 2, we learn 2 types of karma, right? We say, what is that? 2 types of karma. We say the basic types of karma, deeds of the thought, movement of the mind. And then the other one will be, what it brings will be the deeds of the body and speech. Okay. Then this class, chapter 3, we learn 3 types of karma. So we'll learn 3 types of karma. All right. So 3 types of karma would be good deed, bad deed, neutral deed. Good, bad, neutral. This is in your question 1. Good deed, bad deed, neutral deed seems to be very simple, right? But my class, the younger group students, they asked me, one of the students, Yap Ying, she said, how do I know whether the thing that I do is a good deed or not a good deed? Great question. And so Lord Buddha, he knows an omniscient being, he knows what we have in mind. And so the omniscient being, we have to rely on the omniscient being. We have to take this on authority. Remember, we learned in ACI 4, we say that karma, subtle workings of karma, is a deeply hidden reality that we cannot perceive directly, and we cannot even think it out. We cannot even logically think it out, right? Just to help you to refresh your memory. And we can have to rely on authority, but not blind faith. So Lord Buddha asked us to go for the Chepasum. We learn the 3 tests. Chepasum, you can go back and listen to ACI 4, chapter 5. So I won't go into that, okay? And if you find that the omniscient being is a being with valid perception, who have valid perception all the time, who only have valid perception, and therefore is a being who cannot lie. And for karma, we have to rely on authority. So we take his word. And what he says, I go and check the reading here. The sutra describes 3 kinds of karma. The virtuous karma is the good karma, or the good deed. Okay. Non-virtuous karma and neutral karma. I read here, virtue means good karma, is that karma which in the short term brings you a karmic ripening which is desirable and ultimately protect you from suffering. Okay, and then non-virtue is a karma which brings you a karmic ripening which is undesirable, which means that you have pain, suffering. And a neutral deed is something which is neither virtuous nor non-virtuous, and that is the karma or the deed which brings you something which is neither desirable nor undesirable. So this is in your question 1. Are you able to get it? Okay, let's do a recap. What is a good deed? A good karma? It is a virtue, right? How do we define virtue? How do we define that? How do I know whether is that a virtue? So the definition is the deed that we do in the short term will bring you a karmic result which is desirable. So you have something happy, something nice, something pleasant. And ultimately, ultimately there's a key word, very important. Ultimately, they bring you or they protect you from suffering and then bring you to nirvana. That is what we want, right? They can protect you from suffering. So that you have to contemplate and think about that. And then bad deed will be non-virtuous. Non-virtue would be deed that you do which will bring you the karmic result which is undesirable, unpleasant. They will bring you pain. As simple as that. Okay. And then neutral deed will be neither. They bring you the result that is neither desirable or undesirable. For example, my teachers say, like the floor, you can see the color, the pattern, the shape. Does it matter to you? No, it doesn't matter. So it's a neutral deed. It's a result of a neutral deed. Like the background, the color, the shape, the size, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So it is a neutral deed from the result of a neutral deed. That is what my teacher told me. Okay. So I just pass on. Yeah, I think it is. So our focus, if that is the case, we want to focus on the good deed and the bad deed, right? So this is, today we'll focus a lot on the good deed and the bad deed. So this is in your question 1. Okay, just to let you know, give the definition of virtue, non-virtue, and neutral karma. Can somebody read for virtue?
I can read.
Yeah,
Virtue
please.
is an action which, in the short term, brings you a karmic result, which is a pleasurable experience and which ultimately protects you from suffering by bringing you to nirvana.
Thank you, Jenny. Anybody want to jump in for the non-virtue?
Okay, I'll read. A non-virtue is an action which brings you a karmic result, which is an undesirable, unpleasant experience.
Thank you, Jaslyn. What about the neutral karma?
I can read.
Anybody?
Neutral karma is an action which gives you a result other than the above 2 types of results.
Thank you, Zain. By the way, if you want to learn Tibetan, there's a very good class, ACI 5 by Venerable Upala. I think you guys knows. She teach ACI 5 recently. I think she just started ACI 6 and she covered a lot on the Tibetan words. Yeah, so if you are interested in Tibetan, that is one of the best way to learn. Okay, next would be, I like this one. What goes around comes around. Sounds like what we are learning right now, isn't it? Sounds like we say, oh, good deed. What is good deed? In a nutshell, anything that when they come back will give you a karmic result, which is pleasant, nice, desirable. So what goes around comes around. Bad deed, bring the result, karmic result, which is unpleasant, undesirable. So I like this. Do unto others as you want others to do towards you. So now we know how to define good deed, what is good, what is bad, right? Not just what society tell me or culture tell me, what the law tell me, what the government tell me, what my instincts tell me, what my religion tell me. So it is a guideline for us to know whether a deed that we do, is that good or not good? So that is a question from my student, Yap Ying. Yeah. The next section I want to cover would be okay. Remember we say we learn today what we learn? Today we learn 3 types of karma and then 4 types of good karma. So after a while you find that you get lost in so many things to study, right? So chapter 2, we learn 2 types of karma, right? Deeds of the thought, then deeds of the body and speech. Chapter 3, we learn 3 types of karma, good, bad, neutral. We just cover good, bad, neutral. Then we move on into the 4 types of good karma. 4 types of the good karma. Okay, number 1 is called Dundam Gewa. Dundam is ultimate, Gewa is good deed, which basically means nirvana. I show you from the reading. I like to refer to the reading. Okay, the reading here. Okay, so just now we said the first good deed is, the ultimate good deed is nirvana. The ultimate virtue is nirvana. Why? Because it is a freedom. You are free from all the suffering. Okay? It is the highest state of happiness. Okay, so that is the first good deed. And they use the metaphor. So what we are learning today, the 4 good deeds. Oops, sorry. The 4 good deeds. I got so many slides. Oops. Okay, they use the metaphor like a healthy body. Like a healthy body. Okay. The 4 types of good deed. The first one is nirvana, freedom from all suffering, is the ultimate virtue. Why? Because it is the highest state of happiness. The metaphor that they give is like the healthy body. Number 2 would be, what is a good deed? Good deed by nature. Good deed by nature. Inside here got 5. I like to call it 3 plus 2. Got 3 and then 2. Okay, 3 and 2. So number 2 here would be good deed by nature. Inside here got 3 plus 2. They are good. Why they are good deed? Because by nature they are good. Okay, and they separate into 3 plus 2. 3 is the 3 roots virtue and 2 thoughts of virtue. Okay, no worries. We'll go into it in detail. Okay, I look at the reading again. The reading, look at here. Okay, from here. Next, consider the 3 roots of virtue. 3 roots of virtue. Again, and then 2 will be 2 thoughts of virtue. What is the thought? Shame and conscience. I will cover that one by one, no worries, slowly. Okay. So let's go back again to the picture here. Okay. So the good deed, the second part here, we'll cover a lot on this one. Okay, and inside this number 2, we have 3 plus 2, right? So I say 3 plus 2. The first 3 is called the 3 roots virtue. Since you hear the roots, right? R-O-O-T, I like to use the wheel of life as the example. 3 roots of virtue. 3 roots of virtue. What is root? When we talk about root, you're looking at the center of this wheel of life. In the middle is the root of all our suffering. Is the root of all our suffering. Okay, so the 3 roots virtue means that in the middle of here is there is this animal, pig, P-I-G, pig, representing ignorance. Representing ignorance. The pig represent ignorance. And now they are translated as ignorance. Misunderstanding. Misunderstanding. What is the difference between ignorance and misunderstanding? Ignorance will be, I'm ignorant, I don't know. Okay, I'm ignorant, I don't know. Okay. But misunderstanding, I know. I know and I believe I know, okay, and I know it incorrectly. I think I know, I believe I know, but what I know is incorrect. So the middle is the pig that represent misunderstanding. Misunderstand of what? Misunderstanding of my world. Misunderstand my world. Misunderstand where things come from. I misunderstand. I think that things have nature from their own side. I think that things have nature from their own side. Okay. Jenny is pretty. She is the pretty, something pretty inside her, in itself and by itself. Okay. And not coming from me. So that is the misunderstanding that we have. And coming out of the mouth of the pig, there is two animals. Okay. Coming out of the mouth of the pig. I don't know whether I can make it bigger. That is the biggest I have. Sorry, I'm not very good at all this text stuff. It's really a lot of work for me. Okay, I'm learning. So coming out from the mouth of the pig would be two other animals. The first one is the animal rooster, or sometimes they call it pigeon, either pigeon or rooster. There's this animal. Okay. Coming out from the mouth of the pig is this rooster or pigeon that represent ignorant liking, that represent desire, but now translated as ignorant liking. From the misunderstanding come out the ignorant liking. And then another animal, the snake, another animal come out from the mouth of the pig, snake, that represent hatred, but now translated as ignorant disliking. Okay, so ignorant liking, let's talk about ignorant liking. Ignorant liking will be, oh, just now I said, oh, Jenny, oh, where's my Jenny? Jenny's gone. So, okay, come back. There's something pretty about her, okay? There's some pretty quality inside her, in itself and by itself, from her, and not from me. And so, is that wrong if I like Jenny because she's pretty? There's nothing wrong with liking something nice. The problem comes when we are willing to do something bad to get it. Or I'm willing to do something, I'm willing to hurt others to get it, or I'm willing to hurt myself to get it. That is where the problem. So ignorant liking is like what I mentioned just now. I look at her, wow, she's pretty, and it's outside. I like that. I want to get her. She has to be my girl. Okay. And I'm willing to do anything to get her. Even if I'm already in a committed relationship, even if she's already in a committed relationship, I'm willing to do anything because there's something nice about Jenny. I want to get her. They come from the misunderstanding in the middle, the pig. It's not that we cannot get nice things. We can. Of course, we want nice thing. We want to be happy. We don't want to be in pain. But because of the misunderstanding, we have this ignorant liking. Okay? And the opposite will be the ignorant disliking. I think that the yelling boss, there's something terrible, annoying about the yelling boss from his own side, in itself and from itself. Okay? And not coming from me. And so I'm willing to do anything to avoid it. And that's where the problem comes. I'm willing to do something to hurt myself, to avoid. I'm willing to do something to hurt others, to avoid it. Yeah, that's where the problem lies. Okay, those are the three roots. Just now I mentioned that one is sometimes, okay, if you have this non-ignorant liking, here they call it non-desire. Okay, if you have this non-ignorant liking, because you understand the selflessness means emptiness of the things, and so you will not do anything bad to get it. Number two, non-ignorant disliking, you understand selflessness, and so you will not do anything bad to avoid it. Not to say you cannot avoid. Hello, if something bad, somebody is abusing you, or you see somebody being abused, being beaten, you don't say, I understand emptiness, that's okay, it's coming from me. Okay, we have to do something. You can call the police, you can shout, you can ask for help, you can run away. Okay, doesn't mean that, oh, it's coming from me. Okay, then just let him beat me up. It's not like that. Okay, just let the person beat the other person. It's okay. It's coming, it's empty selflessness. It's coming from their karma. Okay, so if you have these three roots virtue, these thoughts that you have in your mind, understanding the emptiness. In Abhidhamma, we don't call it emptiness, we call it selflessness. You understand that, and so you will not do something bad to get something, because you understand selflessness. You will not do something bad to avoid something that you don't like. You understand where things come from. So if you have these three roots virtue, then it is a good deed. Okay, and I move on to the next two, 3 plus 2. The 2 will be 2 thoughts of virtue. 2 thoughts of virtue would be like, we learned before, Ngosa. Those who have learned with me from ACI 1, 2, 3, 4. Ngosa, shame. They translate that as shame. Means that Ngosa and Trelyu. Trelyu is consideration. Shame and consideration. Ngosa, Trelyu. Ngosa, Trelyu. Okay, Ngosa means that the first one, you avoid doing bad deeds for reasons relating to yourself. Okay, you will not do something bad because I can't do that. Come on. Oh no, I just cannot do it for myself. Even nobody look at it. Nobody know. I cannot do it. I cannot do something so despicable. I cannot do something so terrible, so horrible, so cruel. I cannot do that. Okay, I cannot do this bad deed. I cannot lie about this thing. I cannot do breach of trust. Breach of trust. Breach of trust. For us, corporate governance, a lot of things on integrity is very important. Integrity. Our integrity is very, very important for me. Yeah, integrity is very important. So you just cannot do it, even though nobody see it, Yeah. So if you have that in your mind, okay, I cannot do that for reason relating to myself. It's just inside your heart, you just cannot accept that you're doing this bad thing, Yeah. So that is a good deed. That is a good deed because you have that in your mind. Oh, I cannot do this thing. I will be ashamed of myself. I'll be ashamed of myself if I do that. I cannot accept that. How can I do that? So that is a good deed if you have that in your mind. We all have that to a certain degree, And then trail you will be you avoid doing bad deed because you got think about other people for a reason relating to other people. Like I will think about my family, right? How would they think about me? How can I have that kind of image as a mom? I cannot do that. See, I cannot do that. How would the student look at me? How would that impact the people around me? Yeah. So you avoid doing bad deed because you could think about other people. Basically, for me, I would say that 4 relate to yourself, 5 relate to you could think about other people. When I was young, I don't have this consideration, I'm so surprised lately. A lot of people say, oh, I always think a lot. I always think about my action. How is my action going to impact other people, influence other people? And then they say, oh, you think a lot about it. Yeah, I consider a lot. My action, whatever I do, I would think about how would that affect other people. Okay. Yes. So these 5 things, they are good deeds by their very nature. 3 plus 2. 3 would be the middle one, the wheel of life. 3 roots virtue. And then 2 would be shame and consideration. 2 thoughts of virtue. 2 thoughts of virtue. You have this thing in your mind. And let's look at the question 2. There is question 2. Okay. Name the 3 root virtuous mental functions and describe them. A, non-desire. Now we translate that as non-ignorant liking. Okay. B, non-hatred. Now we translate that as non-ignorant disliking. And C, non-ignorance. Yeah, non-ignorance means you have wisdom. But if the word ignorance itself, normally we translate that as misunderstanding. Okay, this is in your question 2. Okay, question 3 is on this one. I like this one. Nosa and trail you. This is the one. Hey, how can I do that? Your action how is it going to impact other people? I do a lot on the trail you, I'm living in a multiracial country where racial issue is very sensitive. And I like to always bring the different races together. So I always consider my action. How is my action going to bring harmony, understanding, peace and harmony for the different races? Yeah, I like to do that, So that's why I speak very good local Bahasa dialect. Very few Chinese can do that, okay? And then Malays, they like me very, very much because I feel that I'm like an example, if they like me, they say, oh, they are actually Chinese, they're not that bad, and they're actually a good person, they're nice people. I always send them that kind of message. They always like me. I always want to send them that message that we are also very genuine. We also love my country, yeah, things like that. So I can speak like them. That is a trail you. Think about your action and how it is going to influence other people, impact other people. And okay, question number 3. I cannot teach you Tibetan, but some of the words I know. Nyoksa I know, trail you I know. Okay, Nyoksa stand for shame, trail you will be consideration. Can I have somebody read A and another person read B? Is there anybody who can help me to read A?
I'll read A.
Thanks.
Shame is avoiding bad deeds for reasons relating to yourself. You avoid a bad deed because of your own self-image, because you do not want to know in your own heart that you are being bad.
Thank you, Zane.
Okay, I read B. Consideration is avoiding bad deeds for reasons relating to others. That is because you consider the effect or impression that your actions may impart to others.
Thank you, Jenny. Is that clear? I hope so far so good. Okay, good. If you have any question, you keep and then you can ask me after the class. Okay, because I want to keep to 1.5 hours to finish by 10. So we come back to this one. So just to recap, okay, we learn 4 types of good deeds. First is the ultimate good deed is nirvana. B will be the good deeds by nature. These good deeds by nature, I like to call it 3 plus 2. 3 will be in the center, the 3 roots virtue, and then 2 will be the 2 thoughts of virtue, which is a shame and consideration. They are, if you have that in your thought, in your mind, they are good deed. Okay, so next one will be, okay, so before that, number 2, 3 plus 2 here is like the metaphor that they use is like the medicinal herbs. You know, herbs? Herbs. H-E-R-B, herbs. Okay, it's like the herbs. Okay, that one you need to think about that now. When I first learned, I don't understand, to be very honest. For many years also, I don't understand why they give that kind of metaphor. Okay. For many, many years, I don't understand, but only because I prepare for the class, I wondering why they give this metaphor. I have to ask myself, I'm saying, why lah? Why this? Why that metaphor? I have to keep on thinking about that thing and thing and thing and thing. Find out, okay, that's what they mean, okay. Not very good, but at least I can see, okay lah, I can accept that. Rather than I totally don't see, I cannot connect at all, okay. So if you cannot connect, it's okay, just put it on the shelf first, okay. Next one, the good deed will be if you have a virtuous thought. If you have a virtuous thought, like just now I mentioned, the 5 virtuous thought that you have, or any other virtuous thought, then all the mental functions there are mental functions that link to that thought, they become virtuous by association. They become colored by that virtuous thought and they become good deed. Okay, I give you one example. I was struggling with that. Okay, I find something for you. Okay, so your mind and the functions, the mental functions going on in your mind, they are linked in 5 different ways. Okay, and all the linked mental functions in the mind, which are normally neutral now, they are now colored. They are colored at the same time by the virtuous thought in your mind and become virtuous by association. Do you get it? Because you have a virtuous thought, and because of the virtuous thought, right, those mental functions that are linked to that virtuous thought, they become virtuous also. By association, they become a good deed. Example, one example. I was trying to find one example. Okay, how to have a virtuous thought, like, okay, I want to I develop this bodhicitta, okay, I want to love the people, I want to serve, isn't it a very virtuous thought, right? Very big love is that I want to become a Buddha, in order to help all beings, you develop this love for the people, this bodhicitta. Say, okay, too far away, okay, now I bring down, okay, I want to serve my teacher well, okay, I want to serve Geshe, I want to serve ACI, I want to serve the Dharma community, I want to do something good, I serve people, right? You have virtuous thought. And because of the virtuous thought, right, your mental functions like your feeling become virtuous. Can you see that? Your feeling, okay. And then your intelligence at that time also become virtuous. Your awareness at that time become virtuous. Your ability to discriminate is also virtuous by association. That one you have to cook and think about that. I was cooking a lot on that, okay, even today, the whole day. And I was thinking about my friend who he just came back from the church yesterday, and then he was telling me, they said lately something shift inside him. We talk a lot on religion, you see, on Christian and Buddhism, okay? And then we come, okay, this is not from anywhere, okay, this is my own opinion. Then both of us, we were laughing. I think Jesus is a bodhisattva, you know, or maybe Jesus is an enlightened being, you know, we are so happy. So we don't see any conflict. We don't see anything. We find that it's very much in line. Everything is in line, except the fact that they say the creator God. Only that part that we can agree. The rest we can agree. Okay, only that part. Then we were thinking, why now? They say like that. Maybe to have certain group of students. It seems that if you have a very strong faith, okay, a very strong faith, right? And then, or am I going too far? No, I think I want to bring back. Okay, just think about if you serve your teacher. You serve your teacher. You want to do good. You want to develop this bodhicitta, right? And by that virtuous thought, then your feeling kind of like become virtuous. One example myself would be you feel that your heart just opening, you have a good feeling, you're joyous, you know, it's a positive feeling. Yeah. It become virtuous by association because of the virtuous thought that you have. Okay, so your mental function, the rest of your mental functions link to that, they all become virtuous by association. And I can give another example would be, you know, I come to class, okay, I always do prayer, and then I say, what I want to say is, I always come back to having this virtuous thought that may I become the proper vessel to pass on the Dharma accurately to the students in a way that is relevant to them, in a way that is easy to understand for the students, and so that they can help them in their practice. And so bless my body, speech, and mind. Okay, may I do that. Okay, and so with that, sometimes I notice my intelligence with that virtuous thought, my intelligence in when I'm not saying I'm very clever, okay, my intelligence do increase. Okay, I find that if I'm not in class, sometimes I speak a lot of rubbish. Okay, I notice that. But in class, sometimes when I listen, oh, I can't believe why she's saying like that. Wow, she's so great. The answer is so great. You know, but I don't normally speak like that. So I feel personally that if you have the virtuous thought, somehow the intelligence, the awareness, and the feeling, they all become virtuous by association. That's my experience. Okay, so look at the reading. This is the reading, Okay, reading. This is the third one. 4 types of good deed. This is the third one. Still further, let us take those instances of the mind and mental functions that are joined in a mental link with them, with these virtues. They are mental link virtue, for we establish them as virtue by the fact that they share a mental link with virtue. They are, for example, like the liquid in which you mix your medicinal herbs. The medicinal herbs is the number 2 one. Okay, let's recap. Come back to this one. Just now we say 4 types of good deeds, right? So the first one we say is the ultimate good virtue is nirvana. Why? Because free from all suffering. Okay, it's a higher state of happiness. Okay, it's like the healthy body, the metaphor. That is number one. It is a good deed. Two. Okay, number two is a good deed by nature. Good deed by nature. Inside here got 5, 3 plus 2, 3 plus 2. 3 will be in the center, the wheel of life, the 3 roots virtue. And 2 will be the 2 thoughts of virtue, which is shame and consideration. Okay. All these 5, they are the metaphor that they give is like the medicinal herbs. 药草. Okay. Medicinal herbs, the plants that give you medicine benefits. Number 3 is a good deed by association. Means what? When you have a virtuous thought, then all the linked mental functions become virtuous by association. You have a virtuous thought, then the rest of the mental functions in your mind become virtuous by association. They are like the liquid you mix with the herbs. They are like the liquid you mix with the herbs. It's just a metaphor, okay? Okay, and the last one. The fourth good deed is the verbal and physical action that come from a good motivation. If you have a good motivation, okay, want to give an example. Let me give you an example. Okay, this is a very, very, very classic story about motivation. Okay, so this is a very famous story in Tibet. That the story happened in Dharamsala. That there is one guy. He was walking up the mountain, and then there's a rain, very heavy rain. Okay, and then he saw a Buddha statue, and that guy, he's very poor. He got nothing but only sandals. Only got the shoes, sandals. So he walked past the Buddha's image, and then he said, "Oh my God, it's raining. Somebody should cover this Buddha image. It's getting wet." So he go and took off his sandal, his shoes, and then he go and put the shoes on Buddha's head. Out of devotion. Out of devotion. Okay. So, okay, that's the first example, first scenario. Then he went off. And then the next guy came. The next guy, he passed by also, raining, and then he saw the Buddha's image and he's raining. He said, "Oh my God, who put the shoes on the Buddha's head? How can you do that?" And he quickly took the shoes and threw it off. So if you look at both situations, okay, they have different action, but they have the same motivation. The motivation is the same. The motivation is good. It's a good motivation, right? They both have the good motivation. So both of them also collected a huge virtue by motivation. The story also helped me to think about something. Sometimes we cannot always quarrel with people, isn't it? Don't judge people, right? I remember my teacher was telling me one thing that time when I took on the responsibility to make my teacher happy, and I started the retreat. I kickstart the retreat in Malaysia. I took on the responsibility because 2 years nothing happened. My teachers wanted to have a retreat to physically meet us face to face, and I was like, oh my God, because I coordinate my teachers' courses for years and years. Then finally one day I said, "Ding!" I said, I must do something for my teacher. I said, I have to do that. I will take on the responsibility. I'm going to bear all the costs. Okay, I don't know how much it is going to cost, let's just do it, and I'm going to kickstart. So I took on that. I was the sponsor for the whole retreat. Now I was thinking, how should I do that? I said, I should get some students, see anybody want to join in, and then make them have a sense of belonging, and also plant extraordinary seeds. So I approached a few. I said, do you want to be I want to set up an organizing committee. Do you want to join? And then if you become the sponsor, then each of us come up with this X number of money, things like that. I said, I come up with this money. And they said, oh yeah. And then everybody just took on, and I kickstart with that. And then my teacher was telling me, when we have a retreat, you have to prepare the altar, right? The altar with a lot of offering. And then if you go to many retreats, they always quarrel. The students always got conflict. When they put the offering, right? I put this one like that, like that. Then somebody will come, why is it like that? And they put outside of it. Hey, why this thing is like that? They put back like that. Then there's a lot of conflict always happening in other places, because you think that it should be only this way. The offering should be put in this, and this way. Yeah. To me, I told my teacher, I said, I don't care them. Okay, I said, to me, I don't care, because in fact, my house is so simple. A lot of people very elaborate, right? I don't care. To me, I still feel that whatever you give is out of your heart, right? Your motivation. So it doesn't matter to me. You put one flower, you put 10 flowers, you buy the very expensive flowers, or you take anything that from your house, just one flower, you put one cup, you put 7 cups, it doesn't matter. You put 2 rows, you put 1 row, it doesn't matter to me. Yeah, you do the best that you can. Yeah. So if people mess up, to me, it doesn't matter at all. You put front, you put left, you put behind, you put less than 1 ingredient, to me, it doesn't matter. You put double, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm not so particular on that, because it falls back to emptiness. Yeah, it falls back to emptiness of the offering. What you see yourself doing. Remember ACI 2, we say, the offering, what you see yourself doing, and the meaning that you give to the offering is what makes it more incredible. But doesn't mean that you don't give anything. Okay, so the motivation, good virtue by motivation. Okay, so 4 kinds of good karmic deeds. We do a recap again. 1 is the ultimate good deed. We call it ultimate virtue, is nirvana. Number 2, the good deed by nature. 5 of them, 3 plus 2. 3 in the middle, the wheel of life. And 2 will be 2 thoughts of virtue. Number 3, good deed by association. Okay, they become a good deed by association. Number 4, they become a good deed by motivation. Okay, because you have this motivation, which is your motivation is virtuous. You have this virtuous thought, then you have this virtuous motivation. Then the thing that comes out from your mouth is virtuous, and the thing that you do is virtuous. Okay, and they give this metaphor. This one is the most easiest to understand. When I first learned this one, I don't understand a single one of the metaphor except the last one. The last one is easy to understand. The last one they say is like the mom's milk, which is beneficial. Means that, the mom take in the liquid, right? And then the thing that come out from her body, the milk, is beneficial. She take in the food, she take in the drink, right? She take in this liquid that you mix with the herbs. And then the outcome of that, the thing that come out from her body is beneficial. The milk is beneficial. And that is a metaphor. Okay, and as I was preparing for the class, I was thinking, oh, this is something like so many, how to apply my life, how to apply my life. I keep on thinking. I want to give an example. This one here a little bit, there, here a bit, there, here a bit. How to apply? I was like eating suddenly just about 10 minutes ago, I think 15, no, half an hour. I mean, half an hour before I start my class, suddenly I have something to put all these things together. So I want to share. Okay, how can I apply that? As I was sitting here thinking about getting ready for my class, as I always go back to setting my mind right. So I always, like I said, ask for prayer, blessing, and set the thought right, to think about, I happen to be in the seat of a teacher to pass on this Dharma, and always ask for blessing to become the proper vessel to pass on the Dharma in a way that is accurate, in a way that is relevant, in a way that is easy to understand for the students, and to help them to bring them up. Yeah, that will help them in their practice. And right now, this is empty. I'm empty, coming from my past goodness for me to be at this seat. Okay. At this seat of sharing, it comes from some of my past goodness in the past. And because of that emptiness, I can become Buddha awakened, okay, and be liberated, okay, and become awakened, yeah, a fully enlightened being. And that is the three roots virtue. Okay, and I'm trying to show you how I apply that. And then always think about the number 4, shame. I cannot just come to the class without preparing well, because I cannot do that. Okay, I just cannot get through myself. You see, I cannot do that kind of a bad, lousy job. Okay, at least I try my very best. At the end, if the thing doesn't come out, that's the best I can give already. Then I don't blame myself. I don't blame you. That's the best already. It's my karma, it's your karma. Okay, that's it. Yeah, but I have to try to do my best. So I have this shame of myself. I cannot do that. And then trail you. I always have a consideration for the students. Their time here so valuable, so precious. Now they have this leisure and fortune, this perfect body and mind. They're sitting here. I don't want to waste people's time. Okay. And I don't want to blah, blah, blah and talk what I want to talk. So I always control myself. Concentration, right? So I want to control myself. What I say must be useful and helpful. And then I also consider about ACI. Me now at the seat of sharing this platform in ACI platform, I have to consider about ACI, the effect on ACI, on the other teachers as well. Okay. Right. So that is a consideration. Yeah. And also consideration about my children, my family. I want to set a good example. Yeah. Then number 3, because I have this virtuous thought, right? Then all the mental functions that are linked to that become virtuous by association. My feeling is peaceful, with joy, love, heart opening. And then my intelligence also go up, like I said, my awareness and the ability to discriminate become virtuous by association. And number 4, coming out of that virtuous thought, then my body and speech are virtuous. Example, my speech are virtuous in the sense that what I say is passing on the Dharma, turning the wheel of the Dharma, yeah, sharing the Dharma. And what about the physical will be, before I start my class, I put on the lipstick. Okay, so it becomes virtuous. Even that act is virtuous. Because of I put it on not because I want to put it on. I put it on because of want to show a good image, do the best I can. Yeah, I don't normally like to do anything touch up. I like casual, but I'm not to say forced, for the benefit of the sentient being. Let's just put on the lipstick, okay? Okay, I do it, I can do it. Okay, so these are the 4 good deeds. 4 types of good deeds. From the virtuous thought comes your speech and your action. Angela, you missed the story about the sandal on the Buddha's head one, is it?
Yeah, just now I in the train, very noisy. I can't hear what you say.
Okay. I tell you what, let me finish first. If I got the time, I explain to you again. If right after we finish, we don't have the time for that, then you can try to listen to the recording. And if after listen to the recording, you don't understand, you come and we will talk about that in the next session. Okay, good.
Okay.
You come early,
Can.
then next week we'll talk about that.
Can. Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome. So let's look at the reading for the last one, the reading. I like to always go back to the reading. Okay. So this is the number 4, the good deed, the 4th good deed. Next, consider physical and verbal actions and the likes, the things that are motivated by the mental elements just described. They are what we call motivational virtue, for they are considered virtue by reason of the virtuous motivation involved with them. We can compare them to the milk that a mother produces after she has drunk the liquid mixed with the medicinal herbs described. Okay, something very interesting. When understanding moves into your consciousness, stupid desire has to move out. Stupid desire is stupid liking. It's the ignorant liking. Stupid desire will come back and kick out the non-desire. Okay, the wisdom part of that. And they'll be fighting, moving in and out. Okay, so don't feel bad, if you are not like myself. I also make mistake a lot. Sometimes I'm just forget, how can I hold that awareness with me 24 hours every second? That is the thing. Yeah. But you can see that as the more you learn, the more you learn Dharma, the more you study, contemplate, meditate, practice, then your awareness will increase. The understanding will increase. And that's what happened to me, I can say for sure. I'm not perfect, but definitely I'm much better from last time previously. So do your practice, okay? Do your practice, okay? And let me see, the last part would be this one. I think you're the expert, you can tell me already this one. All of you are expert for this. And okay, we know that we have a lot of, we have 84,000 bad deeds. Okay, Lord Buddha, according to the sutra, Lord Buddha said that we have 84,000 bad deeds, and he lists out the top 10. The top 10. And why is that important? Those non-virtues are the ones that bring us suffering and pain. And that is why we are in samsara. So we target the top 10. Yeah, in the organization, we work on the KPI, right? What is important to us, right? What is material to us? Like right now, we have a lot on this corporate governance, we talk a lot on sustainability. So what is material for the company and material for our stakeholders are those things that we focus upon. We don't focus on everything, cannot focus on everything, right? So the top 10 non-virtues, yeah. Okay, so, and they can be divided into the body, speech, and mind. Body, 3 of body, 4 of speech, 3 of thoughts. The first one is killing. Let's look at the non-virtue and the virtue. We will say the opposite. What is that? Okay. Number 1, killing. Taking any lives with consciousness is killing. And the opposite would be, the good one would be, the virtue one would be, what is that? Protecting life. Protecting life. Okay. Number 2, stealing. Stealing, taking anything not given. The opposite, no, sorry, the virtue would be respecting other people's property, things. Number 3, sexual misconduct. The virtue would be respecting other people's relationship. Maybe you say, hey, I didn't do this type of thing. Okay, if you don't do that, that's fine. But we got this thing called concentric circle theory. Let's look at this one. So you don't do the sexual misconduct, the adultery in the middle, the dot. Okay, but we want to try to become, more and more pure, more and more pure, right? So we want to make sure we don't go close to the middle. So if you don't touch the person, you will not commit adultery. So we work on that. Okay. So if you don't touch the person, you won't get into adultery. Agree or not? Yeah, that's the first one, right? You don't go and touch them. How to be in adultery? Okay, next one. That if you don't go and sit alone with them in the room, then you won't be touching them. So you don't come close. Don't come close to committing that bad deed. And if you don't stay too close to them every time, very so close to them, then you won't be sitting alone with them 2-person. And if you don't go and talk more than appropriate, just talk like normal people, like, but you don't talk more than appropriate, then you won't be staying too close to them. Because you are talking too much already, not appropriately, of course you get so close to them. And then if you don't go and if you don't look at somebody else's wife, then you won't be talking more than appropriate. Okay, because you look at the, wow, so pretty. Oh, Jenny so pretty. Oh, Jenny so pretty. Oh, Jenny so pretty. Then you want to start to talk more than appropriate. Okay, if you don't look at the sexy advertisement, then you won't be looking at somebody else's wife. Because if you look at the sexy ad too much, then in your mind you have all these things. Then you start, oh, I saw somebody, my target Jenny. No. So this is to help us so that we don't get close to committing the deed. Okay. So next one, the number 4, top 4, involving 4, 5, 6, 7 will be speech, lying. Lying means like giving the wrong impression. Oh, that is my homework, man. I am trying my very best to speak as giving the correct impression as I have in my mind. And that is a bit of a struggle. Sometimes, so I call it, oops, okay. Because I try to like, we don't really like, don't do the big lie, I don't, but the small one, sometimes I notice I still do that. But I catch myself like, I was in the child enrichment for more than decades. I'm a chartered accountant, going into child enrichment, big switch. Because of family, I want to raise my kids myself. And then after I sold my business, after my kids grow up, I sold my business. I want to go back to corporate, but I got no confidence. Then I met an ex-colleague who is so kind, who has become so successful. He opened the door for me. And he gave me the opportunity. He recommended me to big company, public listed company, and said, oh, you look at your CV. Oh my God, your CV cannot. And I said, yeah, I know cannot. So how? I said, you lie. You say you do like that. I said, oh, I cannot do that. I said, I cannot do that. And then I was thinking, oh my God, I said I cannot do that because I understand emptiness. Oh my God, I lose the chance. that is so rare and so precious. You know, you're given the opportunity. Cannot even tell that lie. I said, if I understand emptiness, that's what my teacher teach, but I cannot do that, you know. Okay, never mind. Maybe it's not mine. Never mind, it's okay. Let go. I don't do big lie. Huh? And then it come out even bigger. The fruit is even nicer. Yeah, and juicer. I can't believe that. One day he ring me. And I said, I tell you what, I'm going to recommend you to this company. They said, wow, I'm so happy. I said, don't be so happy yet. It's not, they have to interview you first. They have to look at they have to meet you first. And I was so happy. I don't know why. I feel that I got it already. I just jumping up and down, up and down. I cannot sit still, you know. And I really got it, yeah, to become the independent non-executive director. True chance. So lucky. Yeah, because the boss, the big boss, don't want to meet me. He just give it to my friend. He said, you decide lah, out of the 4, 5, 6% that you decide lah. Of course, he give me the chance. So that's where I am. So I feel so grateful, you know. Yes, the good seeds ripening now. And that's it. That's my life. Yeah, I think it's come from the motivation. Yeah, I didn't share with a lot of people. It's the motivation. Why I want to do that. Yeah, okay. So the lying, the opposite, not the opposite, the virtue one would be to speak honestly. Speak honestly. Okay. And number 5, divisive speech. Speech that make people like don't like each other, alienate others from each other. Divisive speech. And the virtue would be speech that bring people together. I got a lot of this problem, and then I realized that. So I have always been trying to bring people together, always bring people together. Yeah, always bring people together with that mind. Next one would be harsh speech. The virtue would be, what is that? Kind speech. I would say kind speech. Am I right? Is that kind speech? Yes? No? Yes, huh? Kind speech. Yeah, harsh, very harsh. I have a lot of that problem. That's why I have to, sometimes when I see somebody very harsh, then I say, oh, it's coming from my past seeds. How I speak to people in that same way. The opposite will be kind speech. 7 will be meaningless talk. Just want to blah, 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 just talk about politics for no reason, talk about all these things, you know. And the virtue would be meaningful speech. Don't worry, we go through one round. All these things we will go into very detail in the subsequent class. Okay, I think in class 4 or 5, yeah. Oh, Angela. Okay, Angela say, recently I go door knock. I tell the owner we got buyers. In actual fact, we don't have. I would like to confess it and don't do it again. Thank you, Angela, for your bravery. Please remind me, we want to do 4 powers shortly. Okay, please remind me. I actually prepared the lesson, but I don't know whether I have enough time or not. It's true. You have to believe. Nowadays, after many miracles happen in my life, I'm very thankful. I learned ACI. I have so many miracles happening in my life that until I cannot say I don't believe. Okay. So, and that keeps me, that I always have, right? Just do the right thing. Just do the right thing. Things will happen. Don't worry. Things will come. Okay. Yeah. Just do the right thing. It will happen. And how to do the right thing? By learning ACI, you yourself will plan, strategize it. Nobody know your life. I said, even if you tell me, you won't tell me honestly. Okay. Then the best way is to learn it, bring it to your meditation, contemplate, and apply in your life. And that is the best way. Because when you tell somebody, you won't tell A to Z. You will keep some, ashamed, then tell half, never tell the other half. But we know ourselves. So we design our own plan, how we can become purer and purer. And as for what? Purer and purer for what? Purer and purer so that we will have less and less pain, more and more happiness, and eventually be free from all this suffering totally. be put down, awakened. It will be liberated, awake. It's not that you're going somewhere, you're just awake and see the truth. And next one, involving thoughts, body, speech, and mind, will be coveting, which means that you have this bad desire when somebody gets something nice, got a promotion. You just want the things that they want in a bad way. Okay, and that's the coveting. The virtue will be rejoicing. When somebody got something, rejoice, be happy. That have to build it up. You become a habit, trust me, okay? I don't rejoice, okay? That's why I cannot rejoice. I can sad. Okay, then you just learn. Well, we call it what? Fake it until you make it. Okay, you just rejoice and then sincerely rejoice. Yeah, just rejoice. Congratulations. I'm so happy they got it. So you can trick yourself, and after a while you can do that. Okay. Yeah, you say, their mouth is my mouth. Okay. Say, yeah, I get 10%, things like that, to convince yourself, make you kind of do the work, like the reward system. And then the next one will be ill will. Number 9 is ill will. Ill will means that when somebody have some misfortune, something bad, unfortunately, this samsaric body and mind have a little joy inside the heart. You just feel happy inside, even though your appearance, so sorry to hear that. But in your mind, you have kind of especially the person you don't like, you kind of feel a little bit happy inside, joy. Or then you want to learn more instead of seeing how to help the person. What happened? Why? What happened? You just want to know. You're just curious, not because you really want to help the person. And the virtue would be feel it for the person and have the empathy. Feel their misfortune and build up the empathy. Of course, they start small. You just try to feel empathy. What if, what if that is me? What if that is my loved one? Yeah. And then the last one would be wrong view. Wrong view means that you don't believe in karma in the sense that you don't believe in cause and effect. Not to say Buddhism, you don't believe that your action got consequences. Okay, that is a wrong view. And the virtue would be correct view of emptiness. Understanding things are empty is coming from me, it's coming from my past. Because things are empty, they are different. They can be different. They will be different in the future. This is in your question number 4. Okay, question number 4. Okay, they ask you to list out the 10 rights and the 10 wrong, 10 virtues and 10 non-virtues. And this is also in your meditation assignment. You have to meditate how close you come to this, how close. And you have to memorize this 10. Please memorize by heart because we will cover this in great detail in the next 2 classes, 3 classes. So if you don't know this one, please type 1 in the chat now. Strongly, really, you have to memorize that because and you have to check, do the 3 times book, the book. Have you started the 3 times book? You can learn and learn and learn a lot, collect the Dharma, but if you don't put into the practice, your heart becomes hardened. Okay, nothing will happen. Okay, you have to try. So I always tell my students, they are young people, right? They cannot do, right? So I say, do 1 time, cannot. At least, okay, it's not from our lineage, okay? I have to trick them into doing something, okay? So I tell them 1 time also is very good already, good enough. Because they have to start somewhere. Come on, okay? Instead of doing nothing, at least they do 1 time. Okay, you are doing 3 times book, or if you can, you do the 6 time book. Yes, if I neglect it, I throw away my pen. Why? Okay, do you have this or not? Do you have this, the book? Can you type in the chat if you are keeping your 3 times book, or 3 times, 6 times, or 1 time, so long you keep your book, you type 1 in the chat. If you have not keep your book, type 0. Good. I see that Justin doing 6 times book. Great. Yay. The rest, what about the rest? Can you let me know? If you don't have this, you let me know. I can send to you. Great. Oh, Jackney, you have to do, and I should start to do it if you want your life to have miracles happening. At least keep it one time. Keep it at least one time. Okay. Okay, some got apps. 3 times, 6 times. Laura and Daniel also not yet. Oh, okay. Let's start somewhere. Help me to remember there are 4 people. Okay, that we want to keep track and help them. Okay, I really seriously want you to do your 1 time book or the 3 times. You have to start somewhere, at least 1 time. Okay, what can I do to help you to start that? Okay, very simple. I buy the maybe Laura and Daniel not aware, but in my country there's a very small notebook, very very small. We call it the 555 book, 555. Okay, the small booklet. I normally carry with me, and I do a simple one, not elaborate like this one. When I first started, I didn't do a very elaborate one, because if I do the elaborate one, I know maybe when you first start that time you cannot follow. Then after a while you get pissed off or you forget. I want to make it consistent, and so no matter what you do 1 time, you just jot down something simple. The one that we have one is the 6 boxes, right? Then you have the one, the most the very good deed, the very bad deed, then you have to do all these things. You just have to start somewhere. Not the perfect one, but start somewhere, at least just keep track. How to keep track? Okay, today, for example, I just want to check on 1 thing. Okay, killing. So the whole day just check on killing. That will make it easy for you. Then tomorrow be stealing. Then the next day, sexual misconduct. 1 day only 1. Then you finish 10 days, then 11 day you go back to killing. So you rotate. It's about building the habit, and it's kind of like you are here to check your own heart. Check your own heart. Yeah, otherwise you wouldn't know. Sometimes you don't know. You can meditate, then you can see, okay, now focus on the breath. You see go and think something else already. So we need the 3 times book to help us to understand ourselves. Understand what is our mind is thinking. I tell you, when I first started doing this 3 times book, I got a shock that that's what I'm doing, How to know this what you're doing? I tell you, you finish your whole book already, you don't throw, you start to open it, look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just go through, quickly, and you realize that the same theme coming up. And I know, oh, this is what I'm doing. I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay. Then you target on that one. Yeah. That was when I first started long time ago. Emerald, okay, sometimes you do, sometimes you do. I would say that if you think that you have a problem doing that, I don't sell you 6 times book or 3 times book. I say that I feel the habit is more important than anything else. So pamper yourself. Say, I want to do 3 times, but sometimes you think you do 1 time. It's okay, say, because my minimum is 1 time. Can you do that? Things like that. Then you feel happy, isn't it? You don't blame yourself. You say, I'm going to start with 3. Sometimes you're free, you can do up to 3. But sometimes you cannot. Say, at least 1. At least 1. Okay, at least 1. Yeah. So that's how you keep the momentum going. Once you have the momentum, right, then you can start to redesign and make it even more beautiful. Okay, at the end of this class, please start, and if yes, you give me the good news, I have a present for you. Okay, so let me see. I want to do the 4 power, but I don't have enough time. It's 10 now. And okay, let's finish off with a summary of what we have done so far. Okay, before we end our class. Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 combined. You say, le jikten nak sokye. Le, the deeds can be the deeds of the thought, movement of the mind. The result is a thought. And the deeds of the body and speech. And the deeds of the body and speech can be communicating or non-communicating. Okay. For the thought, body, speech, and mind. Sorry, these three are body, speech, and mind. Can be good, bad, neutral, good, bad, neutral, good, bad, neutral, good, bad, neutral. Okay. For the good one, we learn 4 today. Good virtue, the ultimate good virtue, nirvana. Good virtue by nature, 3 plus 2. Good virtue by association. The mental functions link their virtues by association. Good virtue by motivation. Okay? And then the bad one, that will be the top 10 non-virtue. The top 10 non-virtue. Okay? So I just want to give you a recap. This is how it helps me to make things more manageable, not like too much, just learn and learn and learn. How can I apply my love and where they fit in? Yay! Okay, we finish our class. Let's do our dedication. Okay. Before we end our class, so just sit comfortably and close your eyes. And be very, very happy with yourself that you're here and coming from your extraordinary goodness in the past, that we are here to learn, to hear this teaching. And so really be very joyous, happy inside. Because you're collecting extraordinary goodness. I can hear it coming in, ting, 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 coming into my pocket. I hope it go into your pocket too. And recall your holy guide. See how happy they are with you. And imagine you can hold this goodness in your hands like a beautiful gemstone, and you offer to your holy guide. See how happy they are and they accept it. Bless it. And they carry back into your heart. Feel it there in your heart. It feels so good that we want to keep it, and so we give it away. By the power of the goodness that we have just done, may all beings complete the collection of merit and wisdom, and thus gain the 2 ultimate bodies that merit and wisdom make. Use 3 long exhale. 1 to send to the one person you want to help at the beginning of the class. 2 to send to everyone you love. And 3 to send to all sentient beings in the universe wherever they are. See them all filled with this goodness because of the ripples that you make. And you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your mind back to the space here. Okay. Okay, we finish our class today on time. Yay! So I'll see you for next class. Chapter 4 will be very difficult. I need 2 classes. And I'm trying to slot in the 4 power. I didn't manage to do it today. Yeah.
Okay, teacher Rich, but just how you sharing the story that time I got my client call in, so I pick up a call, then I miss your story.
You want me to explain to you again, or you want to listen to the recording?
can you explain to me again, please?